Hello, welcome to another reading vlog. This is the 7th reading vlog for BookoplAthon. I am 2/3 of the way through Star Daughter. I'm going to be finishing that today. I just talked about my feelings about it so far at the end of the last vlog, so I will check in with you when I've actually finished it. Today I have a lot on my plate, so I'm not sure how much audiobook I'll get reading. I've got meetings and stuff in the morning. Once I've gotten showered and dressed, and then I've got to pick up groceries, and I'm visiting my friend and her baby this afternoon. You will not see any baby footage, sorry, but I will be enjoying the baby. And then yeah, so I just don't think I'll have much time to work on like calming projects in which I can listen to an audiobook, but I do have a bit of housework to do, so I'll probably listen to an audiobook while I'm doing housework. I have The Strange Library by Murakami to listen to. That should only take half an hour, so I think I can get through that today. And then I also did my roll for today. Here it is. Alright, so we're rolling for day 22 of the BookoplAthon. This is roll 29, and we're going to roll for an audiobook today. And that is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ebook or audio? As I said last time, we pick an ebook when we get there, so we're going to roll again. So we landed on ebook or audiobook. We're following the same rules as last time. This has to be an ebook. So I'm picked out Juice Like Wounds by Sean McGuire. This is a little, as she described it, a side quest in the Wayward Children series. It's following Lundy. I'm so excited. And it's only like short story. It's like 30 pages. So that's on the cards. And then I had to roll again to actually get an audiobook because we needed another audiobook this time. And here's that. Alright, so this is roll 30. We landed on the ebook space, so we gotta roll again. And that is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. First in a series. Alrighty. Okay. And we landed on first in a series. I wasn't sure what I was going to pick. I had a couple of options. But because we're coming so near to the end of the month, I didn't want to pick anything too hefty. And then I stumbled across the Witches of Lichford novella series. This is a Tor.com novella series, so it's similar kind of length to The Wayward Children, that kind of thing. This is a 3-hour audiobook, or 3.5 maybe. I didn't have it down for my October TBR, so let's like prep for Spoop. We're right at the end of September, we're prepping for Spoop by reading a kind of spoopy audiobook. It looks really good. I have had it on my TBR for a while, but I always forget about it. It's like saved in my Scribd account, and I always forget it exists, but we're going to be reading it this time. And there's like 3 or 4 books, I think. It's by Paul Cornell. And yeah, that's my plan for my next audiobook, which hopefully I can get started on today. I probably won't finish it. We might be finishing it tomorrow. And we're going to be rolling for another audiobook tomorrow, because my physical reads pile is still chunky. So if we can keep small audiobooks and keep working through the audiobooks for the next couple of days, and keep rolling audiobooks until my TBR, physical TBR, comes down a bit, we appreciate. Alrighty, so I finished a couple of things today. It's like 10:30 now. I'm still going to read a little bit more before I go to bed, because again, we're determined to meet our page count goals. So I've got like 30 pages left. But I finished Strange Library earlier today. I don't know what to think of this. I don't know whether there's some mythology stuff that went over my head. I enjoyed it, but it's very short, so I feel like I didn't have time to develop super far. I think I gave it a 3-star because it was interesting, but yeah, I think I'm missing some mythology knowledge that would give it more breadth and substance. And then it also, yeah, is really short, so it doesn't have time to develop those things throughout the narrative. But I didn't dislike it. So I got 3 stars on that one. I also started listening to The Witches of Lichford, but I haven't finished that. I'm like 18% of the way through. But I did finish the last little bit of Star Daughter. I've ended up giving this a 4 stars on Goodreads. It's kind of like a 3.5 but we are rounding up for marginalized authors because we support marginalized authors in this house. And it's not quite it's not a 3, but it's not a 4 either. Like, it's definitely a 3.5, but we don't do half ratings in this house. And we support marginalized authors in this house, so it's getting a 4. For me, like, and the other reason I want to give it a 4 and not a 3 is that I know all the reasons I didn't enjoy myself that much are personal to me, and it's not the quality of the book. So things this book did impeccably. It feels very lush in Indian culture and mythology, and at least from an outsider perspective, and from what I've read of Own Voices reviews, this does appear to be true. A very, I don't want to say authentic, because of course it's authentic, but a very relatable depiction of the Desi diaspora. That, I think, is done, like, the lushness of the world, the culture, the atmosphere, done really well. Actually, everything it does really well. It's just not for me. It's, the romance is really, something that you hardly see in YA, and I really, really appreciated it. The couple are together from the start. They have a breakup throughout, but they're an established couple at the start, and it's more about them coming to terms with their differences than secrets they were keeping from each other across the course. And there's no secondary love interest. Like, it's just them dealing with their issues throughout, which is much driven by the plot. This is also, I think, is impeccable for people who are wanting younger YA, and I think there's a much needed market there of, like, YA, and it's the way it's aged up has really neglected that, like these characters are like 16, 17, but I feel like they feel much more approachable for people who are like 14, 15. Whereas a lot of YA, I think, is aging so far up that 13 to 15 year olds are struggling to find things they relate to, or at least I've heard that's a common experience. So this, I think, works really well for that age group. It doesn't read too complicated. It's not heavy on lusty romance. It's not heavy on graphic action. Like, it has all the, like, plot development hallmarks of a good middle grade, while being set with older characters and with some slightly more mature themes, but like more mature thinky themes, not like mature themes, like more complex ideas is what I'm trying to say. So it's a perfect young YA. It's also a perfect contemporary fantasy crossover, which I feel like there isn't enough of. Like, that reads contemporary-esque but with fantasy elements, and there are a lot of readers, especially in the young adult age group, that are wanting to branch out to different genres, and there's not that many, like, clear branching books, and this is a really great clear branching book. For me, though, it's just not what I want in a book. I'm not a huge contemporary reader anyway, and I like very specific things in a contemporary, and this just didn't deliver to me for the things I would like in a contemporary, and then it read too contemporary for the things I like in a fantasy. Like, I like my fantasy writing to be very heavy-handed fantasy writing. Like, my YA fantasy, I like very flowery fantasy writing. It's just my preference. So this didn't fit my preference for contemporary style or for fantasy. But I think it does everything it does really, really well. And I liked all the characters. There's a sapphic side character in a sapphic flirtationship. There are diverse gender expressions and identities just around. Yeah. I thought it was... It just does everything it's doing really well. It's just not for me, and that's fine. So I definitely want to, like, I want to be able to put this in the hands of the kind of people who are going to love it. I just don't have any of those people in my life, like personal life, that I actually know in person. But if you know someone who's in that perfect, like, aging out of middle grade, but isn't feeling comfortable in the YA genre, like most of YA, how it's feeling pretty adulty. This would be perfect. If someone's looking to branch out of YA contemporary into YA fantasy, this would be perfect. And if you know those people, please push it to them. I think they'll love it. So I'm giving it a 4 stars because it does not deserve the 3-star rating I would otherwise give it on Goodreads. It does not deserve to be bounced down like that because it is not bad in any way, shape or form. It's just personal preference. So I'm going to now pick up Agnes at the End of the World by Kelly McWilliams. This is my next read. It already looks greasy. Oh my god, why are my hands always sweaty? And I'm going to read a little bit of this before I go to bed. Yeah, this is my next read. It's just over 400 pages. I'm excited about it. It looks really intense and I think I'm going to love it. So there's that. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. I'm 3 chapters in. 4 chapters in actually to Agnes at the End of the World. I'm enjoying it so far. It's interesting. I read that last night. I did my roll this morning. Here's that. So we're rolling for day 23 of Becky's BookoplAthon, and we're gonna roll for an audiobook again today because we've only got nice short ones. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 5-star prediction. I was a bit dumb, and originally, literally before I sat down from this roll, I'd gotten an audiobook in from my library, and I was like, we're gonna try and fit that in today if we can. And then we landed on 5-star prediction, and the fact that I really want to read this book and I think it will be 5 stars flew out of my head, and I'd picked another book. I didn't even show it until, like, we never got that far. We were like 10 minutes into April and I talking about it, and like that other book is a 5-star prediction, but it's not. It's on script. We have limitless time. This, and it's a little longer. This is short. It's going to be 5 stars. I can fucking tell. And it's on my library app, so we have to read it sooner rather than later. And so we're going to be reading Catch and Tell a Crow by Amberlynn and Ezekiel Queen-Molina. This is I think it's young adult Aboriginal Australian story that's exploring spirituality, connection to land, stuff like that, in a murder mystery. It sounds so good. Where are they from? Let me look it up and I'll tell you. Oh, they're from the Pilbara. Yeah. And their siblings, Amberlynn and Ezekiel. They, what was my head trying to say? This book is told partially in verse and partially in prose, and the audiobook is narrated by Miranda Tapsell, who's an amazing Aboriginal Australian actor, and I'm just so excited. I think it's going to be such a good listen. We love prose and poetry in one. Love a story told in verse, and I love a murder mystery, and like the connection to, it's hitting so many boxes. I'm so excited for it. So we're starting that as soon as I finish Witches of Litchford, so we might be starting it today. We'll see. I'm about to read Juice Like Wounds, which was the short story. Technically out of order for my roles, but I feel like it. And then we'll keep going with Agnes today, but I'm going to read Juice Like Wounds and then get ready for work, and then start listening to audiobooks, and then we'll work on Agnes tonight. I'm excited. Hi. It's like, I don't know, 15 minutes later. I just finished Juice Like Wounds by Shauna McGuire. I think it was 5 stars. I think Shauna McGuire just does short form fiction so well. Her writing is always impeccable, and I can't even remember In an Absent Dream that well, and I still loved this to pieces. I thought it was so good. It was so good. I would 100% recommend it if you enjoy the series, the Wayward Children series. It is just like a small book, but it delivers just as much as any Wayward Children book does, in my opinion. And I hope she does more shorts like this in the future of following different characters. Like, I feel like it's a good addition to the longer form actual novellas. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go get dressed, brush my teeth, and I'll be able to get ready for work stuff and settle in to do some work. Good morning. It is Wednesday, my dudes. I am just got dressed. I'm about to start importing and editing a vlog, the weekend vlog, because I'm a little bit behind on editing. We did do some rolls this morning. Yes, there was plural again. Apparently I either have only one or a million. Like, we can't get just a single doubles. We continually have to get doubles. But here it went. Let's go. Okay, so we're rolling for day 24 of Becca's BookoplAthon. We're getting real close to the end. This is roll 32, and I decided we're going to roll for another audiobook today. I didn't get as far through Catch and Tell a Crow yesterday as I thought. Excuse me, but I should be able to finish it with no problem today and have time left over, whereas I still have physical books going and there's still a stack. So we're going to do another audiobook today. 6. Maybe that is a lie. There are no audiobooks on my chance. These are all physical books. So we're going to have to roll again. But what is it? Changeless. This is another one that's on my bad side, but like, it's not that bad. This is still going to be a fun read. So for the first roll, I landed on chance. We were rolling for an audiobook, and all my chance cards are physical reads. So that automatically meant we had to roll again. So, but for the chance card, before I get too far ahead of myself, I picked out, I drew Changeless by Gail Carriger. This is a paranormal steampunk romance series, and we're following Lady Alexia Tarabotti, and she's married to a werewolf duke guy. And so in this world, paranormal creatures are just like part of the lay of the land, and it's a steampunk romance series. It's only 300 pages, so it should go by pretty fast. This was technically on my like low priority side, but nothing in that side I've mentioned before is like things I don't want to read. They're just not high priority, so I'm excited about this. I really enjoyed book 1. This is book 2, so I think I'm gonna like it. And then so we rolled again for an audiobook, and because we landed on chance and all my chance cards are physical reads, we're going to roll again for an audiobook. Doubles. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That could have been dangerous. Foiled cover. And we got doubles. And we landed on foiled cover. And for this, I picked out, after much deliberation, Willow Moss and the Forgotten Tale by Dominique Valente. I was hoping to not have to pick a middle grade for this, but I'm wanting short audiobooks at the moment, because if we're putting a lot on my TBR, spoiler alert, we're putting a lot on my TBR, then I want them to be shorter, so I have a chance to get through them in a reasonable time period. So I was looking for a short audiobook and that had a foiled cover, and I didn't have any that I could find that weren't middle grade. So we're going with this. I'm excited for it. This is the sequel to Willow Moss and the Lost Day, and I enjoyed that one. It wasn't my favorite thing of all time, but it was fun. So I am excited to try this. Then we rolled again. And we've got to roll again for those doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Middle grade. And this time we just got middle grade straight off the bat. That was another reason I was trying to avoid middle grades, but couldn't for this one. And I picked out Other Words for Home by Jasmine Walger for this one. This is nice and short. It's a harder hitting middle grade, and I've been really excited to read it for a long time. So there's that one. And then we had to roll again. Once again, we're rolling for doubles. If we get doubles again, I have to add a big book. That was the thing. 3 doubles in a row, and I have to do a big book. Oh, that is a 3. That's not a doubles. That's a 5. We're safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First in a series. I landed on that spot a lot. And for this one, we landed on, what was it? First in a series. Again, I was looking for something short, so we ended up going with another middle grade, and that is The Jumbies by Tracy Baptiste. This is first in a series, and everyone's been reading it lately, but I don't really know that much about it other than there's kind of like mythical creatures that are called the Jumbies, like story creatures. They turn out to be real. Tracy Baptiste is a black author, and Jasmine Walger is I can't remember what her nationality is. Like, not nationality, she'd be American. But what her heritage is. She's a Muslim author. Other Words from Home, the story is about a Syrian refugee moving to America. Yeah, so some diverse middle grades. Excited about it. But I was kind of hoping not to go too middle grade heavy today, but it could not be helped based on the prompts we landed on. You're gonna think I'm nuts, but I think I'm gonna roll again for an audiobook tomorrow and hope to just pull one on my TBR, because these were all short intentionally, and I'm gonna be rolling for a physical read definitely Friday, Saturday, so I don't want to overload my physical TBR as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the month. Like, there's this week and the start of half of next week. So I don't want to overload my physical TBR knowing I'll be putting things on my physical TBR on the weekend. So I think I'll roll for another audiobook again tomorrow. But look out for that. So I'm just going to start importing footage. I'm going to read while things are importing. I have a meeting soon. I've got work to do. Yeah, I am halfway through Agnes at the End of the World. I'm really enjoying it. It was like, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect it to be so like the apocalypse is virus related, but like in a weird way. I don't know, it was just not what I was thinking it was going to be, but not anything bad at all. Like, I was just like, oh, but I'm still really enjoying it. Like, I like all the characters, I like the world development, and the relationship between characters, and I think it's gonna do a lot. I'm excited. So yeah, I'm halfway through basically. I'm gonna try and finish it today, but I did just get called in for a work shift, so that cuts back some of my reading time, but we're just gonna try and power through and do what we can, so we'll see how it goes. Did I entirely forget to update you last night? Correct. I don't know where my tripod is, so I'm putting my camera by the camera. Also, yes. I've been awake for a little bit, but I need to get up and make breakfast. It is Thursday morning. I've got an earache that I'm feeling like into my throat. Love that for me. Hope it just goes away and it's not like full on infected. Jessie just said my horoscope today said I need to cancel everything and do something for myself. So I almost finished Agnes last night. I got like 70 pages left, which I'm going to finish this morning before I start work. Then read a bunch of audiobooks at work. I haven't done my roll yet. I'll do that once I've eaten. But yeah, do you think like, I know it's insane, but I do think I'm going to roll for an audiobook again. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go take painkillers and eat. See you soon. Okay, so I just finished Agnes at the End of the World. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I think the only thing that was like meh for me is that I'm a very like not religious person, so the like godly undertones, like I like the way it was handled and done, but I just don't have that same kind of connection to that, if that makes sense. But overall I thought the plot of this, the characters, oh, it was so good. So essentially Agnes and her sister Beth grew up on a like cult community where they had a prophet that made them like really strict on plural marriages and stuff. And then their little brother Ezekiel has diabetes, and so they Agnes is in communication with an outsider nurse who's providing her with like glucose monitors and insulin and stuff to keep him alive, and that's like against the doctrine and everything. There's an apocalyptic event, a virus that turns everyone into these like red shells, and then they like nest together, like join these big conglomerates of red shell people. Oh, I'm running out of space. Yeah, so she leaves the community to go be a prophet, essentially, and that's kind of it. That's kind of it. But yeah, it was really well told, really well developed. I loved the characters. The plot was interesting. The virus itself, I think, if you were worried about virus stories in the middle of a viral pandemic, this one reads much more sci-fi monstrous than like actual disease, if that makes sense. Like, it's not something we're familiar with. It's very out there. So like it didn't bother me in the slightest. But I don't know if a normal apocalypse story would bother me in the slightest. Like an actual disease one, an actual pandemic, rather than this is like kind of a pandemic, but also something very unfamiliar. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. I do think it's great. I don't know how to pinpoint what I liked about it. It was really easy to read, flowed really, like, it was really fast, gripping. I don't know, it was just really good. It was really good. I did do a roll. Here's how it went. Alright. So, I might be insane, but I thought, even though we have a bunch of audiobooks, I'm going to only be rolling physical books like all weekend. So, we're going to do another audiobook one today. Even though there's already a bunch of audiobooks on my TV. But they're all relatively short. And we're hopeful we're only adding one, right? So, we're going to do another audiobook today. Okay. Well, that is a 4, 9. Get that out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. 5-star prediction. So, for a 5-star prediction, I picked out Punching the Air by Ibi Zoboi and Yusef Salaam. This is a story about wrongful imprisonment, especially in the black community. And it is, well, obviously I'm not going to be reading it today. I got a few things before that on audiobooks, but it's meant to be really hard hitting, and I'm pretty sure it's told in verse, so I'm very excited to read it. I think it's going to be very emotional and impactful, so that's why I think I'm going to give it 5 stars. for now, I'm gonna get dressed and start doing some work, but I might also read a quick chapter of A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour just to get into it before I go and do other stuff. This is our next read. Yeah, I just did a bad thing. I accidentally listened to like all of Willow Moss and the Forgotten Tale, which was my foiled cover audiobook. I probably paid attention to about 25% of it, but I was like, I can listen to this while doing work that requires intensive brain power. The answer is no, I cannot. Not in a way that means I will remember any of it. So, things that I know happened in this. Willow discovered that not only can she find lost things and bring them to her, she can also send them away. She found a guy's missing leg. A pirate's missing leg. And some wizards were mad at her. That's about all I have in my head. But you know what? I don't have time to go back and re-listen to the whole thing. We're in the middle of a readathon here, so I'm just gonna mark it as read, give it a 3 stars. My commentary is, it was fun, but I didn't pay attention. That's my fault, not the book's fault. I gave the first one 3 stars as well. I think it was fun, but not like groundbreaking. So I'm gonna give this one a 3 stars as well, but I can't really judge it because I hardly read it. I apologize so much. Alas. Anyway, I'm going to stop work for the day. I have to go to the bookstore. And I'm going to start listening to Other Words from Home and actually pay attention to it because I'm really interested in this one. The other one was more like a fun read. This is like I want to read that so bad. So I'm going to actually pay attention. But I can't... What is this double boob action happening? But yeah, I apologize. I kind of feel bad, but I'm not going to go back and re-listen to it. Not at the moment at any rate. Whoops. Alright, it is Friday morning. I went to work last night and I forgot to update you, but I'm halfway through this now. I was like 200 pages in last night and I've read 50 pages so far today. Current thoughts before I leave you for this vlog. I am enjoying this. I was a bit scared. Like, I really enjoyed book 1, but it's a big like sideways diversion from book 1 while still being part of the same story. And I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, like whether I was going to enjoy it or not. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'm really enjoying it so far. If you can see, I've tabbed a bunch of instances where there's like page formatting errors. It happened once. I was like, this book has a lot of stuff about code and secret shit. Is this a secret code? And then it happened twice and I was like, that's pretty suspicious. And it happened a third time. Now I have 4 tabs. Unclear what they mean. Unclear if I'm just being ridiculous. If anyone knows, let me know. I still have like half the book to find more. And it is, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how to describe it. If you've read the first book, it's like expanding. It's both commenting on like the worst of humanity and like an expansion of the Carls, and it's good. It's some good shit. Oh, you aren't even on mute. Have fun listening to me talk to myself. I'll mute myself now. Yeah, it's really good. I'm having a good time. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, but I will come back to you in the next vlog with final results on that. I'm also almost 100 pages into Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warger. I'm really enjoying this as well. Told in verse, so it's going really fast. And it's just really beautiful. I'm really enjoying it. It's about a Syrian girl who's just moved to America and is dealing with that like change of circumstance, xenophobia stuff. It's really impactful and I can't wait to finish it. I'll definitely be finishing that today. We also did rolls. No, we'll leave that to the next vlog. I don't know how to do this. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I'll see you next time with another video, another vlog, of course. And I hope you are having a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.